All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Uh, the title is self-explanatory. Some of us just gotta grow up. I'm gonna tell y'all where this came from real quick. So I was talking to somebody recently, and I didn't realize this because I've known them for over a decade, right? And they pretty much they have the same mentality that they had when I first met them in their early 20s. And I was thinking to myself, like, some of us just got to grow up. Like this idea that you run around saying you're grown, but you act like a child. What's up, Lulu? You say you're grown, but you run around here acting like a child, and 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 handling your business like a child. Mr. Ibmore, what's popping? It's ridiculous to me. Some of us got to grow up. Like people out here trying to hitch themselves to other adults who are in their peer group, who are in their age group, so that they can still be children. That's a problem. Like, that's a major problem. I want to hook up with you, so what's up, Sam? I want to hook up with a person who's going to be able to take care of all the adult things while I act like I'm not an adult. That's crazy. Some of us got to grow up, you know, and some of us like this. Some of us don't have children, and some of us do. I think it's worse when you're a person who doesn't want to grow up and you have children, because what you wind up doing is you make your children pseudo adults. That's what some folks who don't want to grow up do. Y'all make y'all children adults. And some of y'all know this who are adults today. Like, your parents ask you questions and you're looking at them like, you should know this by now. Like, you've been my parent all these years and you didn't know this? Like, I had to learn this on my own because you didn't know it, but you still didn't learn it years later? You know, yeah, some of them do never leave their city. Like, some of us just gotta be adults. Like, this idea, because being on YouTube is funny. Like I said, it's a hobby for me. But when I listen to certain people and you're talking to a person and you're having a conversation with a person, and then you ask them a direct question, and then they make it something completely other than the question you asked them because they're running from that adult question. I know you want to be a child. You want to be a child because at the end of the day, what you're saying is, I don't want to be, I want to be old like an adult, but I don't want to have the responsibility like an adult, and I don't want to be looked at as having the mind of an adult. So what's up, Great Black Shark? Appreciate you. That's a problem. Like, some of us gotta grow up. Like we know life ain't fair. You know, how many adults do I know who still, and when I say adults, I'm talking about people even in their 50s to their 20s, who are still, even you still want your parents to do something for you. And this hurts my heart to say this. A lot of times when some people's parents do right by them, a lot of people get so comfortable they don't want to be an adult, to the point that they don't even take care of their own parents, the ones that did right by them. You gotta be an adult, man. You know, Cliff, what's popping? Mike, what's popping? Green Fingers, what's popping? Yeah, I was, yeah, hey, honey, so, you was rocking with me for a long time, fam. Cause, man, yeah, that was a while back. But yeah, I've been on here for a while too. So SMV was good. Some of us just gotta grow up, straight up grow up, because I'm seeing a mentality, and when brothers talk about, like, people hitting the wall, people don't want to talk about part of people hitting the wall is their fear of being an adult. And I remember when I was in college, to see the same fear in an adult's eyes that I saw when I was in college. A lot of people don't realize this. When you go to college, you got everybody's, they feel like they grown, they finally on their own, they out their parents' house, blah blah blah. but then they're scared of graduating and hitting the real world. So they stalling. Oh, I need to, the minimum is 12 hours to take. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's a hard load to take 15. I can't take 15, 16, 17, 18 hours. Oh my God, I just can't. Oh, I got so much going on. No, motherfucker, you don't want to be grown. You don't want to graduate and be grown. That's what this is about. You ain't got to lie to me. You ain't got to lie, Craig. That's what this is about. Seneca was popping. But a lot of us don't want to grow up. And then I'm seeing people like this in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, and they think it's cute. Like they really think it's cute. You know, you know what? You, one day I'm gonna make it, and when I make it, I'm gonna hit. When I really hit, watch. I'm gonna look out for you. You're supposed to be old enough to have a plan to actually make your dreams come true. Not wait on, you know, a lucky star and wish. Cringe God, what's up? That's drag hate. You know what I'm saying? Not wish. You got people tripping on that one. Oh man, let's be grown, let's be adults. Okay, let's be adults. When you gonna make a sacrifice? See, some of us don't want to be grown because we don't want to sacrifice nothing. We want the world to give it to us. Oh man, you owe me. They owe me. You know, even the excuses, and I'm gonna say it because I'm saying it as an excuse. Black Ram, what's good, man? Look, you therapeutic. I'm just going in today. Naima, a lot of people don't want to admit, oh man, I didn't have a father in my life. Okay, I understand that, but when you 25 and up, you know, the light company ain't gonna say, well, you know what, you didn't have a father in your life, so we're gonna let this light bill slide for the next 3 months because that's what we're doing. Sheep, what's happening? That's not what happens. When your rent comes due, it's not. He didn't have a father in his life, so he doesn't have to pay rent. Oh, no, no, no. Grow up. You gotta grow up. You get what I'm saying? Some of us, we want to look fly for people. If you want to look fly for people, make sure you know those people. I'm just saying. I mean, make sure it's for a reason. Like, make sure it's for a reason. Because some of us don't want to grow up. I just want to be. We're in high school. We're in grade school. I wasn't the fly kid in high school or grade school or college. Now I'm fly. Look at me, I'm fly. I got the shoes now. I got the new outfit now. Nigga, seriously? Good. I'm glad you got the clothes now. I'm glad you got the outfit now. I'm cool. Now, where's your adult mind at? And the reason I'm saying this, like some of us got, because I realize I'm listening to a lot of people who are grown, but when you have an adult conversation, you get down to specifics, they go dumb. They go real dumb. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. I don't get that. Like, I know what I want. Cool. Tell me what you want specifically. I want happiness. I just want abundance. I just want to be good. I just want to be comfortable. Okay, so how do you make that happen? I, I, it's just gonna happen. Oh, so you thinking like a child? So pretty much it's just gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. Like you're gonna go out for Halloween and somebody gonna give you happiness because you're gonna say trick or treat. Somebody gonna give you abundance because you're gonna say trick or treat. This is what we doing. Gab, what's up, fam? This is what we doing now. You don't want to grow up. So everybody, for Christmas, somebody got to give you common sense. For your birthday, somebody got to give you peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? For Easter, you got to go on a hunt for paying your bills because you don't want to be an adult. Really? Some of us got to grow up. Sometimes it gets to the point where, you know, The things that scarred you mentally as a child, as a teenager, maybe as a young adult, you're supposed to use that as fuel to motivate you to be a better adult. You're not supposed to use that as a crutch. You're not supposed to be. And when I say that, I see people, you know, like I was clowning with a friend of mine. I was like, "So what you gonna tell me? Like your the things in your life gonna hold you back so much that by the time you turn 60, you gonna say, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna make my life. I'm gonna put it together now, and then you're gonna die." Like I know people like that, you know, who wander around aimlessly. Hey Tony, you know, I know people like that. They run around aimlessly because they just trying to find a thrill out of life because they don't want to be grown. I just don't want to be grown. You know, I don't want to deal with the truth. You're like, okay, you don't, okay, but if you don't want to deal with the truth, don't come around me and ask me for no favors. And some of y'all might have these family. I got them type of family members. Y'all stupid for working in this oppressive system, this capitalism. You got some peanut butter or something? Cause I'm hungry. What? You stupid for coming over to my house telling me I'm stupid and I want to ask for some food. Well, you know, be an adult. You know, and the reason I'm saying this is because the reason some of us don't realize because we got enough. I'm 39, and I'm seeing people in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s having these breakdowns, these mental breakdowns, these nervous breakdowns, uh, and really it's just a huge anxiety attack because they've been skating on being childish for the majority of their adult life. And now that they skating on being childish, now the reality set in. They don't look young enough for people to take it to say, "Oh, you making mistakes because you young." No, they look like what? It goes from that to what have you been doing with your life? Like, what are you doing? You know, that's where it goes to. And now people are like, "Yo, what's the problem? What's the problem?" But well, I can tell you what the problem is. You need too much help. That's the problem because some of us don't want to be adults. You want help everywhere you go. You starting to look like a child. And some people don't want to admit it, but you know, when I see the kids in my family, and I see some of the older people in my family, when a teenager writes you off, like man, what am I ask you for anything for? Because you don't know nothing. You're an adult, and a teenager knows not to talk to you. Some of us got to grow up. Some of us got to grow out of our friendships, because some of our friendships are toxic. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you gonna have a friendship and and you on some bum stuff and your friend on some bum stuff. You know what? Let me go in about this for a second. If you go on vacation and you go on with a group of people and y'all all got to chip in and y'all grown, y'all not a family, y'all not, you know, y'all just friends, y'all grown, and everybody got to chip in. You need to be an adult, because then you're gonna go out here complaining about what's going down because you grown sharing a room with 4, 5 people. Come on now, that's not grown. You know, when you say when I say some of us got to grow up, let's just talk into this relationship stuff, right? I was a boy, now I'm a man. So when I was a boy, I was a boyfriend. I knew what to do when I was a boyfriend. I became a young man. I knew what to do when I was a young man dating women. I became a grown man. I know what to do as a grown man dating women. I got a track record and a history of doing that type of stuff. If you are grown and you don't know how to be a man to a woman, or you don't know how to be a woman to a man, you are utter failure. You are utter failure. I'm not saying you even got to be married. If you don't know how to treat another adult, you are an utter failure. And you know, I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. No. It's just simple stuff. Like you got to learn how to be an adult. You know, you got to learn how to treat people with respect. You don't get to go around talking reckless to everybody. Jesus, man, Phil, you hit me in the heart, dude. I'm sorry. Thank you. Like, I be doing this to do this, but Jesus Christ, you shocked the shit out of me. Thanks, man. I'm shook on that because I'm humbled. I don't, this is still a hobby, but damn. Um, Here's the thing. People don't want to understand. Like, you don't want to go around life and then die, and people don't like. If any of y'all know this, I'm sure y'all do. Y'all ever walk? Somebody had a funeral and nobody cared about the person because they had no history of doing anything positive for other people, or y'all went to a funeral and everybody loved this person except for their family. That's what it's because you got to learn how to be an adult, you know, and it works the other way around. To be an adult, you got to appreciate people. Like all this. When you appreciate somebody, that's tangible. You show people your appreciation. You don't just tell somebody when you grown. You don't just tell somebody, "Oh man, I got love for you." That's it. You don't show them nothing. Like you don't. I mean, it could be the smallest of gestures. You know, go get them a beer. Go pick up. Go see them. FaceTime them if you can't go see them face to face in the same city. Talk to them. Go buy them some wings. You know what I'm saying? They sick. Go check on them. If you don't like hospitals, go check on them when they're outside the hospital. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is about. Sometimes some of us got to grow up because the same treatment that we want from everybody else, we got to give that to other people. You know, some of us just don't want to be adults. This ain't no diss. This ain't no knock to nobody. This ain't no personal shot. I'm just talking things what I've experienced in life. You know, that's the issue. And I'm seeing so many people who are adults who don't want to grow up, and you don't realize how much of a burden you are on society when you're an adult, and you think it's okay to go and act like a child. All this being rebellious is ridiculous. People act like being rebellious don't cost. Being a rebel ain't free. And this is what I mean by some of us got to grow up. Some of us just want to be a contrarian and rebels for free and want everybody else to pay for it. Like, when you gonna grow up? Like when are you gonna grow up? And then when you ask people like, grow up, they insulted. How can you be insulted when somebody tells you to grow up when you're acting like a child and you're old enough to be a parent or a grandparent? That's just what it is. You know? And what I mean by grow up, I'm going to say some things that's about to just be disrespectful. I'm not going to cuss, though. If you grown and you don't even know how to cook, you need to grow up. If you grown and you don't know how to budget money, you need to grow up. If you grown and you put trinkets over your necessities, you need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? If you value strangers' attention more than your family and friends' love and respect, you need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be famous for nothing, you need to grow up. If you feel like everybody need to do something for you and everybody owe you, but you don't have a track record of doing anything for anybody, you need to grow up. That's just what it is. You know, some people don't want to hear that, but I'm gonna just be honest. You know, if you think it's cute, somebody else do the heavy lifting, and you still think that's, oh, watch this, I'm gonna get them to do that for me. You go so basically everybody around you got to work for you, and you do nothing. You need to grow up, and I'm gonna tell you why you need to grow up. Because what winds up happening, I see a lot of old people who can't do much for themselves and they don't know how to do anything for themselves because they thought they were smart their whole adult life, and they thought it was an idea, I'm gonna get somebody to work for me. I'm management. Yeah. And then I've seen too many adults, parents die, divorced, or kids leave, empty nesters. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. How, how am I supposed to put gas in the car? I had a husband, he didn't know that. How am I supposed, I'm going to tell you a true story. I almost cussed my own dad out. My dad told me, son, I don't know how to wash dishes because your grandmother did the dishes. My grandmother died 10 years ago. My dad had me when he was 18. He was married to my mother when he was 18. And now he's like damn near 60. So he's trying to tell me he don't know how to wash dishes because when he left the house at 18, that was the last time he washed the dish in his life, and he was married twice. And I'm looking at him like, you really think that's gonna ride, right? You really think I think you that stupid? Because when them chicks come around, you know how to put on cologne, you know how to get dressed, you know how to doll yourself up real fly, right? Right? When it's time to smoke that weed, you know, oh, this is just Reggie. I need the Kush. You're like, that got 3 C's in it, but you don't know how to wash dishes. Really, really, really. You got to grow up. You know, I've known people who've told me that type of stuff where man, you let other people stay with you. Why don't you let me stay with you? Why don't you have your own place by now? I'm sorry, I don't understand it. Like, what did you do the last time? Oh well, I was barbecuing in the kitchen, and I burnt it down. But you know what I'm saying? You know, what the type of people exactly? Hey, found a life. The crazy part about it is I got a dishwasher, so yeah, yeah. Couldn't put the dishes in the dishwasher and put the dishwashing liquid in and press start. Like, man, come on, you know. But he could find some weed or cocaine at 3 in the morning in the middle of the night though. Got that booger sugar? I got you, player. Like, come on, man. But that's the problem. Some of us just gotta grow up. Like, we think that's cool, but it's not. You know, exactly priorities. You know, some of the people I know. You ever knew somebody who fought being an adult? I had to teach somebody how to drive a car that was grown, and they fought me every day to learn how to drive a car to the point where I stopped helping. Then guess what happened? Oh, I don't like walking. Oh, I don't like catching the bus. Oh, I don't like pay, paying for a cab everywhere I go or getting an Uber. Oh, maybe I need to learn how to drive. I like my freedom. Wow. Oh, you get that now. Oh, okay. And I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna be cold blooded. But it was a pretty girl who was doing this, and you know what? She didn't mind getting rides because she felt like if she give up a little head or a little body, it could get her everywhere she got to go. Problem. Some of us need to grow up. I've met too many people who who say they like to travel. Yeah, I mean, she didn't want to admit she was turned out back then, but I told her she was turned out. I knew that already. You know. um, but the thing about it, like some people say they like to travel. That's interesting. If you like to travel and you ain't paid your taxes, you need to grow up. If you like to travel and you ain't take care of your bills, or you can't afford, or you in a bind when you get back in town from traveling, you need to grow up. Traveling ain't that important if you can't afford it. You know, uh, 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 people would say stuff. You want a champagne life with beer money. That's a person who doesn't grow up. You know, I remember when I used to laugh at people when I was younger. I used to go to the club. They'll buy bottles. A bottle of Moet is like $34.99. Why are you paying $300 for a bottle of Moet on a tray with some sparkles in it? I just want to know. Because you need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no damn sense. You know, everybody who wants to, I want to go out to eat everywhere. If you want to go out to eat every day, you let me know two things. You're lazy and you're bum. Because first and foremost, a person who wants to go out all the time is not paying for something. Because most people, you gotta floss, on them gas. I ain't want to floss on them. You ain't gonna ride. Like I got the 9 in the car. If I floss, you try to ride me because it's gonna be some smoke in the city. So I'd rather be low key. I'd rather do that. You know, that's crazy. I used to clown about, like, I knew this guy. One of my homeboys lives in his townhome, and I'm a blue collar dude. I know you joking, man. I'm just clowning. Uh, I knew this dude. He was in an apartment complex because it was townhomes and apartments. Dude had a S500 Benz and a Range Rover Sport in a 1 bedroom apartment. You think about that. You know. Now he was getting some mad chicks. He had some bad chicks, but the ideology was, I was like, dude, you could have got one decent car and got a home, but you got two cars pushing about $200,000 collectively, and you in an apartment. No, he wasn't pulling into no garage. He had to park both of them joints out in the parking lot. He had, some apartments have the like assigned parking or the area because you put the sticker on the car. That's what that was, Tony. And I know it's a lot of people like that. It's a lot of people like that. Bad priorities. People need to grow up. I come from those hoods and whatnot. Exactly, Erica. We do miss the rent. We do miss the rent. You know, I come from one of those hood neighborhoods where people blast the music all the time. But at a certain point, you got to grow up. You could blast music, but why are you blasting it at 2, 3, or 4 in the morning? Why? Why are you waking people up in the middle of the night? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? You just want to be ignorant to that degree. Some people just got to grow up. You know, I don't understand some of this stuff, but it is what it is, right? And some people don't want to deal with the idea that you actually might be living the life that you work for. Like, this life that a lot of us have is a life that we earned. Like, you can't change your parents. You can't change where you were born. You can't change your family circumstances. You can't change your beginning. You can't change the cards that were dealt to you. But at a certain point, as an adult, you can change your trajectory. And when I see too many adults who rather not work on a better life or better lifestyle, they're working on an imaginary thing. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be mad mean about this. I like sex, but to be perfectly honest, I'm not gonna chase sex to the point it ruins my life. You gotta grow up. Like, oh man, I gotta get it so bad. No, no, I don't need it that bad. I'm sorry. I don't need it that bad that it ruins what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I wanna make sure my life is in order because, you know, sometimes when people, let me tell you something. Most of the people who I know who are overly sexual and hypersexual, they're people who are unaccomplished and they're stressed out, and sex is their only release. Or they're people who are very over accomplished and they got too much time on their hands. But the latter is a very small percentage because there are few, there are few people who are over accomplished. You get 100 people, maybe 10 of them over accomplished. The rest of the people are either average or below average. Period. And I've seen people do that stupid stuff for too long. You don't want to grow up. Like, see, some of y'all don't realize, if y'all out in these streets, y'all know. Yeah, don't get like, look, man, don't get a new Audi. Don't, get an older Audi. People, let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this about cars welfare office. Most people don't know cars like that. They don't know the year, the model. They just know the brand. You know, most people don't even, if it's a Mercedes and it's older, most people don't know. They don't know. They don't know that they change body styles every 5 years. They just know it's a Benz and they want to ride in it. They know it's a luxury car and they want to ride in it. That's it. That's it. You can get you a nice Jaguar, a 2000. You can get you a 2018, 2017 Jaguar XE for $20,000 to $22,000. You can get you a 3 or 4 year old um, BMW 3 Series or 4 Series for around that same price. Hey Lacey, you're not gonna be taking shots at me today, right? She's trolling me today. But that's the thing. Like, some of us just gotta grow up. Like, we gotta know what's real and what's not. And I learned this fact. I was in college. When I was in college years ago, I was always in workout clothes because I was working out a lot. I was playing sports or whatever. But I had but I had money in my pocket, and I was talking to this young girl. She was a cool girl. She was from Nigeria. She had a like she had a lot of nice stuff on, and she was asking me for money. And I asked her the price of all the stuff she was wearing, a couple of $1,000s. I was like, so how come you don't have enough money for a snack in a vending machine? Nothing. Who got blocked? I don't have. Wait, welfare. How did I get? You didn't get blocked, bro. I don't think. I don't have no. I don't even do the wrenches thing because I don't do the live. So I don't know how the hell that happened. Um, but but the thing is, it was at that moment I was like, yo, people are tripping. Tripping. Nah, he not trolling. He not trolling. But looking to get an electric cars, depends on what kind. That little BMW IE seems good. It's just small. Um, but that's the thing. Like, some of us don't want to just take our lives and our own destinies into our own hands, and that's bothersome. That's bothersome because you got to grow up. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, but as you get older, I've noticed so many people sit back in a chair and regret all the things that they didn't do. They regret, like, I did have the time to do that. I did have the energy to do that. I did have the know-how to do that. I just didn't do it. And I wanted to blame it on this person or that person. You know? See, I knew you was gonna troll. I'm not. Whatever, Lacey. I'm depressed. Okay, fine, whatever. But that's the thing. Like they sit back and they reflect and they're like, what did I do? What did I do? And a lot of times people didn't do much. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. That's really a big problem because when I'm saying that, some of us got to grow up, we got to get out of that childish mindset. And some of the and part of the childish mindset is also you got to stop responding like a child. You get what I'm saying? You got to stop doing childish things like. And some of y'all who are parents, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you see your child do something that you used to do, you're like, oh yeah, I see how much of a pain in the butt I was. Or then you see your child doing something that you still do, you're like, oh God, I can't believe I'm acting like this kid. Or and if your parents see it, like if your parents see themselves in the kid, like that's what I do. Like yeah, that's what you still do, granny, granddad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, even with the funny thing about that, Tony, is about chicks needing free meals. They need to grow up too. I will say this, and I'm not even gonna be honest about this. Um, as I get older, I'm meeting too many women um, who aren't equipped to be wives. They're looking for a free meal, a free husband, a free lunch, a free everything, and they need time. They want the man to be in a position to give them time to learn how to be a woman. At a certain age, it's not gonna go down. I mean, no. I think that's ridiculous. That's part of growing up. Just like when I was talking about guys with quote unquote bad fashion, they need to grow up. You can't be 40 years old dressing like you the fourth member of the Migos. That's not cool. Like, what are you doing? You know, I see people's teenage children feel like they shining and stunting on people in their colorful, crazy clothes, and then I see the parents dressed like that too. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, are you serious? Tony Davis, Big Law, damn, thanks. I mean, jeez, y'all killing me. It, but for me, this is the issue. Like, some of us don't understand we gotta grow up. And the reason I'm saying this ultimately is this: it's great to be an adult. A lot of people who don't want to grow up don't realize how great it is to be an adult because a lot of people keep running from the responsibility of being grown. But when you actually become an adult and you're actually grown and you're handling your business, it feels great. It feels great. Like, don't worry about it, Jesus. Just chill back in the joint, cause I ain't gonna I can't. I'm 38 minutes. God damn. Okay, geez, I'm cool, but I'm gonna do it eventually. Don't trip. I'm gonna do it eventually. You know, but it feels great to be an adult. Like, I would tell my friends, like when I was like, I had this. If I had this house for some years, I was in my 20s when I got this house. Mid 20s, late 20s, some in my 20s. But anyway, when I closed the door and it was just me, when I closed the door and it was just me, I was like, yo, yeah. Because the thing about people not understanding about needing to grow up, when you get your own stuff, you're not just proud of it that you got it. I had to look at my family history, the places the houses and apartments that I grew up in. And I was like, oh, I'm starting off on a better foot than my parents and my grandparents. And it's like, yo, that's real. Like, okay, so now I actually took it up a notch. I'm proud to be an adult. I'm not going to give that away for nobody. You know, and some of us don't want to grow up because we don't want to be adults. We want to act like we're adults in public, And I've seen that. I've seen too many people where I can pinpoint you know how to act grown in public around other people, but you're not grown. And it's a sad sight to see somebody who's old but is a pretender. You know, I'm grown. No, you're not. No, you're not. I can tell you're not grown because you're not conducting yourself like an adult. But it's great to be like anybody that tell you, man, it's great to be grown. Do I want to be a child again? Absolutely not. Do I want to be a teenager again? Absolutely not. Do I want to be a college student again? Absolutely not. Do I wish some of the girls would still look like they did when I was in college? Absolutely, absolutely. But I see fine women all the time. They still fine. You know, college not really. When I got out of college, about 25, oh man, that was prime time right there. You God, it was nice. But you learn over time, like people gotta be grown. It's a hard pill to swallow, but some of us don't realize we're not getting along because we're not at the same maturity level. We're not adults. We may be in the same age group, but we both might not be adults. And some of us got to grow up. And some of us think, you know, it's sad when you're dealing with somebody in your age group who thinks it's cute to act like a child. And to have that conversation with them that they're acting like a child. And them act like, oh, nothing's wrong with that. That's disgusting. That's really disgusting. You know, because some of us don't want to grow up. And the truth be told, what's weird about us not some of us not wanting to grow up is we don't want the time. We think we want the time to keep rolling. You know, it's crazy. Oh, thank you, Tony. I mean, we just think time's gonna keep passing us by. I look at my high school picture. I'm bald headed in my high school picture, but I actually could grow the hair out. I ain't never getting that back. I don't care. But what I'm saying is that was a long time ago. And I don't think a lot of us realize how fast time flies. You know, I was a child hearing those things. You gonna wake up one day and you're gonna be 30. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, that shit just happened just like that. You know, and but as adults, we're seeing people who are adults who are doing the same shit. Like they're still in that high school mind, still doing the same shit. You still thinking like you a college student. You know, you shouldn't be. First of all, if you over 25 and you worried about spring break, you out your damn mind. I'll be honest with you. You know, because even when I was in college, my goal was to be one of those people out tailgating. I want to have the whole little setup. You know, whether it's the truck or the RV, we got the family and the friends out, and you looking out for your family members who are in college or the alumni. You tailgating. That's grown shit. You know, you got to have grown aspirations, and some of us don't have grown aspirations. We have childish aspirations, and this is why we're conducting ourselves like children. That's why I say some of us got to grow up. You know, some of us, I want to go on vacation and get on a yacht. Why? So I could do the Titanic scene. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, you know, hope your ass fall in the water. See if you can swim. I can't, so you better not be like me. But some of us gotta grow up. That's just the reality, man. You know, it's funny to me, but it's also sad. Calico, thanks, man. I mean, it's all so sad. You know, I never, as an adult, I can't understand how you can be an adult and think like a child. I can't wrap my mind around that. I can't. And I don't intend to, you know. And one of the coolest things I see is young kids who are young adults, early 20s. They doing grown stuff. And when I see people in their early 20s doing grown stuff, buying their first home, uh, 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 um, say working on their retirement, getting a career and a side hustle and a side job and stacking their money. Like I'm like, yeah, do that. Do that. That's some grown stuff. And then seeing people 10, 20 years older than them worrying about some Hennessy. You gotta be kidding me. You know what I'm saying? Looking for somebody like that to take advantage of. And that's the other thing about some of us, you gotta grow up. When you grow up, you're gonna realize you can't take advantage of a grown person who's an adult and who has responsibilities. They might have a budget for your fuckery because they see it coming, but you're not taking advantage of that. Don't ever think you're going to use a person and come up when you, because when you leave them, you still have nothing. That's the problem. You know, you know, you know, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get out of here, y'all, because I didn't know I was gonna hit this long. Some of us gotta grow up because some of us have been waiting on our parents to die. I saw y'all, one of y'all that comment. I saw insurance money. I thought about when you said that. I really thought about that cupcakes. I know people who have waited for their parents to die, or and they've died, and they inherited money and they blew it all. They got the house, sold the house. Now they don't know where they living. You know, some of us don't want to grow up because somebody else has done the heavy lifting in our lives, so we just waiting to reap the benefits of their work and their labor, and you're not a good steward of money, inheritance, land, wealth, anything. You know, you got a $500,000. What did you? I sold a house. I bought 3 Cadillacs, and I went to Jamaica for 2 months, and then I went to the casino. What? What? I feel you, Mike. It ain't even about that. Like you got if you know if you living right, you be good. But a lot of times, I say that because some of these people don't realize an inheritance is not necessarily for the children; it's for the grandchildren, right? And that's what and a lot of these people waiting on their parents to die because they don't know how to survive as an adult. So now the parents died, took care of them. Now they gonna blow the grandchildren's money on them, and the grandchildren already know they gonna start from scratch because their parents ain't about nothing. And this is why some of us gotta grow up. As I get older, I've come across women that I've knew in my past, who as the years passed, they was fine. Some of them are still fine. They relied on their looks so long, they're incompetent as adults. So now they're looking for a man to take care of them for the rest of their life, and all they bring to the table is incompetence and sex. Not even an adult conversation. You feel me? So I think I've been on here long enough, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I decided to get on the patio and just talk a little bit.